Welcome back, Shalligators. Today, this is not a subject I thought I'd be talking about. We're going to chat about Kanye West going so off the deep end with jealousy. He's running around, allegedly, telling people that Kim Kardashian's new dude, Pete Davidson, is down low gay and has AIDS. Does it take one to know one, Kanye? Paging Jeffree Star. We're going to break down what's going on here, why Kanye is such a piece of shit and also a clown. But we're also going to talk about what to do if you're in this situation. If you have moved on from a piece of shit clown and you're dating someone new and your ex is chirping your new guy, talking trash, running his mouth, spreading rumors, just doing everything he can to make your new romance collapse and make your life a living hell. What do you do with this? Like, how do you deal? Do you let the guys handle it? Do you step in? I'm going to shoot you straight because you know I do. But before we get started, just want to remind you guys, if you want to chat with me one-on-one, head to my website, shallonlester.com, click submit a question. I answer them all guaranteed. They don't just like go into the ether. I'm like, goodbye. I don't care. Okay, so this one guy, DJ Academics, comments on Twitch earlier this week. I don't even understand what any of these words. Academics, Twitch. Okay. So he claimed that Kanye is going crazy with himself. A guy told me, I'm saying guy, but he really used the N-word, and I really don't appreciate that. I think it's a disgusting word we don't need to have in our lexicon at all. A guy told me, this is real talk, Kanye has been telling everyone within an earshot of himself he's trying to spread a rumor that Pete Davidson has AIDS. I'm telling you, this is a fact. I've heard this from 8 people. He's telling everybody. This is what Academics said. I'm telling you, this is a fact. Bro, if you got to spread a rumor that the guy fucking your wife got AIDS, you burnt out, bro. Wrap it up. It's over. Academics is speaking the facts. Like, yes, like, okay. Let's break all of this down. First of all, we've done videos in the past on what to do if someone's shitting on your reputation, if someone is calling you trashy, slutty, whatever. And the best way to defeat people talking trash about you, you ignore them. Is this frustrating? Is this crazy making on your part? Yes, but it is strategy. Okay? There is a time to engage, and there is a time when strategic silence is the path forward, that is truly the way to crush the enemy. Because what does someone who's slandering your reputation want? They want your attention. They do. They want to engage. They want to be seen as an equal. And yeah, to get your attention, they're throwing rocks at your window. And this is especially true of someone like Kanye. But in these videos, when we've talked about this in the past, why did I say silence? Because when you deny that person the attention, and when you don't feed into it and you just keep living your life contrary to whatever it is they say about you, Shallon's a party girl. She's a slut. Really? Because every time I text her, check in with her, like, she's at home, she's baking, she's needle pointing. Like, okay. But yeah, she's just a big party girl. They start to look stupid because they're running their mouth, telling things that are increasingly untrue about you. And what do? They escalate. They cannot stop because they're so desperate for that attention and engagement. Their claims are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. When people tried to cancel me, and I say tried because boy, oh boy, did it not work. They started close to home. Well, I don't like the way she talks about this. I don't like the way that. And when I wasn't responding, I wasn't even like aware of it. And even if I was, this is simply my brand. I don't like engage with people beneath me. I just don't. And no one above you is coming for you. So, but then the claims started to get bigger and bigger and bigger until I was a pedophile because in 2010 I tweeted I had a dream about Justin Bieber. Okay. It's ridiculous and clowny, right? It's ridiculous and clowny. And Kanye is living proof of this. When he wasn't getting Kim's attention by, Kim, come back to me, and whatever he was saying in songs and sending her flowers or whatever he was doing and buying a house across the street from her like a psychopath and doing all these things. I'm going to beat Pete Davidson's ass. He's rapping in the songs. He's showing up where she's going to be. When none of this is working, he's escalating. And when people escalate from a place of desperation for your attention, it shows. Their claims become more and more desperate. Their tactics are more and more desperate. And then you know what happens? Whatever it is you're actually guilty of is drowned out, ironically, by the insane, demented noise your enemy is trying to create. The devil always makes the most noise on his way out the door, right? Because they're just throwing everything they have at the wall because nothing is working. And we've talked about this in videos. And so yes, this circles back to me being always right, because this is living proof. I'm gesturing at my laptop. Like, you guys are like, who is she pointing at? Is Kanye like in her studio? No, I'm gesturing at my laptop. It's a picture of him. I'm like, he's right there in my purse. But Kanye is living proof that, like, if you deprive someone of that oxygen that they need, that attention-based oxygen, and truly, if we look at Kanye's entire existence, is he not the coldest blooded animal? Like, he can't do anything in a vacuum. He can't just create. He can't just be proud of himself. I'm the greatest of all time. I'm a fucking genius. Blah. He's so over the top and manic because he needs so much feedback. He can't just be in a relationship and be chill about it. He's got to hire a photographer from Interview Magazine to trail him and like the Duchess of Mess, Julia Fox, around in their like Party City Halloween clearance bin outfits. Come on, man. So Kanye is proving, and I love that a celebrity is doing this, because we falsely think that celebrities like have this like thing about life just figured out. You know, that they're operating on a higher plane of self-awareness or philosophy, or they're just better than us. They are far worse than us. They are far worse because they are hardwired to need so much fucking attention, and their self-esteem is so chronically low that they're like this technicolor version of all of our worst behaviors. But let's break down what Kanye's saying. Here's why Kanye's a piece of shit. Like I said, Pete's down low and gay? Now, I think it's a truism. And I remember Oprah saying this, and maybe Maya Angelou said it. I don't know. They're all so wise. The things you hate in others are the things you're trying to deny in yourself. It's interesting that when we insult someone, we are doing it based on what we ourselves would find insulting. I mean, think about it. I've talked about this, that like when I insult someone, I go for like classism. You sound poor. You work at Cinnabon at the airport. I bet you don't even know how to sail, right? You know, it's insults like that. Or historically, it's like you look fat, you sound fat, because I am afraid of being fat. Like that's my own body image issues, like bleh, like spewing out in the world. So it's always very telling to see how people insult us, because that is such a mirror into what they themselves are the most afraid of, or what they themselves are guilty of. And what does Kanye call Pete? Secretly gay. Very interesting. Very interesting. If my ex was dating a chick and I was like seething about it, I wouldn't call her a lesbian. I would call her trashy. I'd call her, she's got cankles and she's like a trash bag. Right? She's a classless trash bag, because I don't want cankles and I don't want to be classless. So that's where I would go. And it's very interesting where Kanye went. It's also a real dumb insult. Like, Pete's entire brand is fucking hot chicks that are out of his league, right? So do you think it's some mass delusion amongst the women of Hollywood to date this gay guy? Like, why? Why would Ariana Grande ever need a fake boyfriend? Why would Kate Beckinsale? I mean, look at how polar opposite those women are. Different industries, different ages, different histories. Like, they are not the same. Like, Kate Beckinsale doesn't need anybody. I don't believe Ariana needs anybody. I don't believe Kim needs anybody. You know, and all these women in between, it's like, oh, but he's gay. Okay. You could have started soft. I mean, like, he's bisexual. Okay, I mean, I maybe that could be true, but he's like, no, he's gay. Not only gay, the gayest. What's the gayest someone could be? Gay with AIDS. First of all, Kanye, you can go fuck yourself with that kind of insult. How dare you use a disease as an insult? How dare you use that as like a character assassination? That because someone is suffering from a disease and got the worst news of their life one day, and nothing was ever the same, you think that's something to make fun of? You think that's like funny, and that's like a funny insult? That's disgusting. That's disgusting. It is. And it's kind of shades of that blogger Tasha K. Is that who she is? The one who just lost a massive defamation suit to Cardi B because she was like doing multiple videos saying Cardi had herpes, which, okay. Again, like, even if that's true, like, why is that like news? Like, why are you using that as this like dig at her? Like, do you think people enjoy having someone they trust infect them with a disease? Like, really? And you guys might be saying, Shallon, you talk trash on Kanye for being bipolar. I talk trash on Kanye for being bipolar and purposefully unmedicated. That's the difference. For saying, I don't want to do anything to ameliorate this, severe situation. And yet I'm going to have kids and I'm going to spray this venom all over the world. Yeah, no, I do actually have a problem with that. I do. If someone had chlamydia and they were out fucking everybody and on a rampage and not using condoms and not caring, I would have a problem with that as well. There's a big difference. Like, I'm not just trashing someone because they're going through something. I trash people who are going through it and don't want to do anything about it. They just want to act however they want. Fuck whoever it hurts. That's a drunk driver mentality. And I got a real issue with them too. Okay? And I trash Pete Davidson because he's got borderline personality disorder, and which can be ameliorated through therapy 100%. And he doesn't do that. He thinks it's stupid. He instead chooses to medicate with drugs and alcohol. I've got a problem with people who operate like that. Yeah, I digress. So Kanye is a clown. What's going on with him and Julia Fox now? They're in Paris Fashion Week and she's starting fights. She's such a thug, dude. Like, she is trashy. See, I mean, it's my insult because I hone in on people who just strike me as like not classy at all. Like, there is not classy. No. Like, you're getting in fights at Paris Fashion Week with like a socialite who asked if you wanted to wear like her friend's clothing line. Okay. And can we just talk about this picture of her? It like popped up in some article and I'm like, this sums her up. First of all, she's at the CDFA Fashion Design Awards. Am I saying, or CFDA, whichever one it is. She's at a fashion event. And this is what she is wearing. Let's really look at this. It's like this sea green bodysuit with crystals on it, tucked into like a totally off-tone cream colored sequin skirt. Like, what is this? Have you ever gone to like Century 21 in New York, that like designer discount place like Saks off Fifth or Nordstrom's Rack, and you see something that's designer and it's like super cheap and you get like designer blinded, like Piggy Big Eyes, and you're like, I have to have it. It's Poochie. But it's also ugly. Who cares? It's Christian Dior. Well, it's ugly, like very ugly. Like, just because something's designer doesn't mean it can't be ugly. Just because something's cheap at the hoochie store in the mall doesn't mean it can't be cute. But she has no real taste. And so she's just like throwing things on. It's like, this is designer and this is designer. We're going to put them together. I mean, yikes. Oof. So that's what's going on with them. What can we learn from this? What can we learn from this increasing festival of bullshit? First of all, we can definitely learn by Kim's example, because what has Kim said about all this? Nothing. She is living her life. She's getting dicked down by this dude. Even if he has AIDS, like, people with AIDS can live perfectly like healthy lives with all the immunosuppressant drugs and whatever. And Jesus, Kanye, why would you even say something like that, bro? Again, very interesting choice of insult. But Kim isn't doing anything. And a source in this article that was in the New York Post said, Pete is purposely not responding to any of the Kanye hate out of respect for Kim. Let's break this down, because you might have been in this situation, probably not to this demented degree, but you probably had an ex running around town talking all sorts of shit about you and your new guy and saying who even knows what. What do? How do you react? Well, like I said, the way is to ignore them, because what they want so bad is to be a person in your life, once again, that you listen to. And for someone who's a narcissist, a shitty, toxic fuckboy, who has this self-aggrandizing idea, Kanye, what is more devastating to them than to be irrelevant? They don't need to be an A-list celebrity to have that mentality. We see it all the time in small towns. So if you can, again, deny them that, if you can dial up that irrelevance by ignoring them, wow, amazing. Now, I think truly the right answer is for you and your new dude to ignore this shit. But I do think that this is an opportunity to gather some data about the new guy that you're dating, because it's very easy to judge someone based only on the good things, on the great dates, on the great sex, on the wonderful deep conversations. And of course you need to log those data points, but we also need to log the bad ones. We know that the true measure of character isn't how do you react when everything's going your way? No. The true measure of character is how do you react when things don't? When it's a bad day, when someone's rude to you, do you pop off? Are you gracious? When you don't get what you want, are you blaming other people? Are you stepping back and being like, what could I have done differently? When life deals you an unfair hand, are you mad at God? Are you bitter and hateful? Or are you instead choosing to count the blessings that have come your way? We can not only log the data points that create this perfect little composite of who we're dating, and this is in our nature to do exactly that, but we're selling ourselves short and we're setting ourselves up for a fall. We have to log everything. Dating is data, and data is science, and science is neutrality, right? Science is this and this added up. Okay, now I'm going to come up with a different theory based on these facts. That's what a smart person does. A stupid person does the opposite. I have this theory that I'm really attached to, so I'm going to throw out that data point. No, I don't like that. Not that one. Ooh, this one where they were great. We're going to expand this and make it a larger data point. Okay, man. You have to twist theories to suit facts. Do not twist facts to suit theories. How does this all relate to Kanye? Okay. You need to know how your new man acts when the going gets tough. When it turns out you've got a crazy ex who's not going anywhere for a while. I mean, he'll eventually run out of steam and move on, but only if you ice him out. Every time you give him attention, DM him, whatever, you just reset the clock. You reset the clock, right? So if you can keep up this iced out momentum, he's going to run out of fire. And like we said, he's going to look so clowny. People are going to be like, Kanye, just enough. Even hip hop DJs who are probably like, oh, Kanye, just loving him, are like, bro, this is a bad look. And you know what? The New York Post made a really good point. They're like, he spent the last few years rebranding himself as this ultra Christian and Jesus loves me and Sunday service. How Christ-like is that? To shit on someone who has AIDS. I mean, I don't think Pete does, not that he's the king of health. But say that what if that was true? What if that was true? And that's the most hurtful, damaging thing. I mean, it's so hurtful when people are sharing our personal, private health information. I mean, a lot of people I know that get COVID, they don't even want to tell anybody. I didn't, it's you just don't want to let people in. Is that Christ-like? Where is chapter trash 3:14? Is it between Leviticus and Deuteronomy? Where is the chapter in the Bible where Jesus just roasts the apostles? I don't think that happened. So it just goes to show how completely full of shit Kanye West really is. That when the going does get tough, when Sunday service isn't selling out or whatever it even was, because Kim's talking about it, when people aren't wearing your horseshit clothes on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, when you're out, when you're not in the circle anymore, when you're out, how do you react? Do you handle it with a modicum of grace? No. You absolutely shit the bed, dude. If you thought there was an ounce of that woman who missed you, and there probably was, she was married a long time, we get nostalgic. Wow. His behavior for her is a gift. I couldn't have wrapped this up with a little bow any better for Kim. I love Kim. I couldn't have scripted this better for her. This is wonderful. Wonderful. He's dating a tacky cringe lord. He himself is a cringe god at this point. And Kim is just thriving. Thriving. I mean, I don't want to fuck Pete Davidson, but I'm glad somebody does. Although at the rate he's going, he might get around to me. Well, I think Tristan Thompson will probably get there first, honestly. I mean, he's really planting his flag on the pussy Mount Olympus. Nice. So what if your new guy is like, I can't take this. Like, I got to square up with this dude. Like, this is making me insane. I don't like that he's talking about you. I sure as shit don't like that he's talking about me. This is tricky because yes, there is so much to be said for strategy and our art of war, you know, and I really live my life that way. Is it always fun? No, it's agonizing to enforce strategy. It's agonizing when we're trying to lose weight, enforcing our kale salad strategy or to save money. But the ends justifies the means, you know? And a lot of people use that phrase to justify action. Use it to justify non-action as action in the longer run. So there's so much to be said for strategy, but there's also a lot to be said for don't set someone's boundaries for them. You know, you might know that all your bullshit ex wants is engagement from this new dude. And you're like, babe, just please leave it alone. I promise you he'll like give up. Even if you don't know that he'll give up, he will. So just trust me. Look, I've been right about all this other stuff. You know that I'm right. They will give up sooner rather than later. You know, they just burn themselves out. But I get it if your boyfriend is like, no. Sometimes you just gotta let that lion loose. I mean, a man has a right to defend his reputation as he sees fit. But let's, once again, pull from our own personal Bible, The Art of War. If your aims be dark as night, fall like a thunderbolt. You know, it's strike hard, strike fast, show no mercy. I think that's from The Karate Kid and not from The Art of War. Tomato. Both excellent manuals in revenge. I mean, I live in Montana now, and like when we square up. We like parking lot fight. You know, I've seen guys do it, and men are animals, you know, and this is kind of how they work shit out. Like, don't bring guns, but it's like, you want to keep talking about me, I'm going to beat the shit out of you in this Applebee's parking lot. Maybe he should get up in his face, like not actually beat him up. But cowards lurk in the shadows, you know? And like to gossip is such a, I hate to even say it's a chick thing because that degrades us. But it's like, you know what I mean though? It's a coward's thing. It's not a chick thing because chicks aren't cowards. I take that back. I take it all back. It's a coward's way. They're like, come out of the shadows and fucking fight me. I've had stalkers. I've had a few. And what was the hardest part is the lack of confrontation. Like they were in the shadows, always slithering and skulking around. I'm like, you want to fight? Let's fight. I remember saying to one, I was like, how about this? 6 weeks to train. You and I, we get an octagon. We live stream it. I'm going to beat the living shit out of you. How's that sound? You want to do that? Oh no. Oh. You want to dance? Let's dance. So maybe your guy has a right to be like, I'm going to confront him. I'm going to do it big and loud, and I'm going to do it once. Now, look, I'm not advocating violence. I don't really know where I was going with that. I just felt like I needed to say it. But look, there's other ways of confrontation. It doesn't have to be breaking someone's jaw at the Dairy Queen. It doesn't have to be. That's pretty effective, though. You can confront someone in a big, loud way on Instagram. I mean, there is a lot to be said for public humiliation. There's a reason public executions were public. There's a reason people were put in the stocks at midday, you know, paraded through the town square at high noon. It's effective. Why? Our social inclusion needs. We're animals, we're tribal creatures. And so when we feel publicly cast out, branded with that scarlet letter, whatever, it's a very powerful thing. That shame is extremely motivating, right? So you can issue, actually, you know what? I wouldn't issue a warning. I don't believe in warnings. I just believe in striking, you know? Because that's the thing. You keep knocking on the devil's door, someone's going to answer you, and you don't know when. You don't get to know. You don't get, hey, just letting you know I'm going to ruin your life tomorrow at noon. Nope, just noon's going to roll around. Hello. You can post screenshots. You can come out fast and hard and be like, listen, everybody, my dipshit ex Tyler has been running around saying X, Y, Z. I don't believe in engaging with him, but I do believe in humiliating him because he is seeking to humiliate me and unseat my happiness, and I'm sick of it. This is exactly why we're not together. I'm so embarrassed by his behavior. whatever you think. But I don't know. Strategy wise, that just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't. I mean, I don't know. It's so individual with your situation and what you think would like really get under their skin. Like if they're doing this because they are like a coward, oof, like I've called out trolls on my Instagram before who think they're like so clever in the shadow. Hi, Tina. How's your brother-in-law's divorce going? I know your social security number. Your credit score is 530. Like, don't fucking mess with me. Don't fucking come for me. I'm not going to call out everyone, but I'm going to make examples out of certain people. Why not? This is my house. And again, you keep knocking on the door, someone might answer you. So you're going to have to sit and think you're going to have to know your enemy, because not all enemies are all different. You're going to have to really take a dispassionate, objective look at their tactics and their methods and what they want and what would hurt them the most. Not what is going to make you feel better. Because what's going to make you feel better might not shut them down in the way you think. Okay? So war is strategy. War really is strategy. And that's why there's like war advisors. That's why armies aren't like one dude at the top. I mean, I guess technically there is, but like there's a bunch advising, because when one person's really gassed up, they lose that objectivity, and you need other people to weigh in from a dispassionate standpoint. Talk to people who know your ex. Be like, truly, what would he hate the most? Some of them might say being ignored. Sometimes the answer is he hates confrontation. Like he's a pussy. Like he would always talk shit about people behind their back and then remember so-and-so tried to confront him in high school and he almost wet his pants. So you alone can know this, but I really do think you got to just keep moving forward with your ex, because eventually you're just going to give that ex, move forward with your new guy. Eventually you're going to give that ex enough rope to hang themselves. Look at what Kanye is doing. It's glorious. It's glorious. So I hope this has been a little helpful. I'm sorry you're going through this if you are. But I'm also sorry for the rest of us that we have to watch Kanye West doing this, because I mean, I guess there's nothing really bingeable on TV at this point, or Netflix. So what else do we have to do? I might be gone for a few days, guys. I'm heading out on the Shalligator getaway. And so I'm probably not going to be able to post while I'm there. It's just a lot. I don't really have the energy, when I'm on these fan trips. I really want to devote my time and everything to the girls who are there and having a good time. But I'm going to try to get some videos up before. And like I said, Girl on Top, the podcast, is coming back next week, available for free any place you get podcasts. If you are new to Girl on Top, here on the channel, we talk about celeb events, but on the podcast, I answer some questions you guys submit to me over the past week and stuff. So it's kind of like a little audio Dear Abby with Dear Shally. I'll see you later, Shalligators.